podcast is brought to you and powered by Sunday Cool. Watch this or listen.
Okay.
Just try to, based off what I just said, see if you can just do it.
This podcast is brought to you or watched by Sunday Cool.
That was close.
Or powered by.
Or powered by. And powered by.
And powered by.
This podcast is brought to you and powered by Sunday Cool. We love them, and you better go there. .com. Watch it
Or listen.
or listen. Watch it or listen, please.
Nailed it.
Not really.
First time. First try.
First try.
First take.
Well. Look who decided to show up.
Honey, you're home. I thought you had the trip
Gone
to
to the girls' trip in Barbados? Yeah. I thought so too. Until I found this.
Where did you find this?
You know good and well where I found it. Where you hide all your other goodies.
You went through my things?
What other choice did I have, Richard? You're lying to me. Hats, stickers, wristbands, all types of promotional items. From where? Sunday Cool, whatever that means. I mean, what am I supposed to think? You're lying to me, Richard. Why? Why?
I did it for me, okay? I did it for me!
What? I don't understand.
Of course you don't. Look at this stuff. And you just think it's trash? This is Sunday Cool. They produce super soft teas with super soft ink and have a 72-hour turnaround. This isn't trash. This is my life!
Your life, Richard? What about my life? I should have been a dancer. I could have seen the world, but yet I'm stuck in an infinite cycle of heartache. Married to a murderer.
What did you call me?
Don't think I don't know what you did to the pool boy, Diego.
I did what I had to do, you hear me?
Fine. Okay, you win. But I'll do what I have to do. And I'll tell. I'll tell everyone. I'll tell everyone to go to SundayCool.com to start the order today.
And who's gonna believe you?
I can't keep living like this, Richard. I need something more. I need to leave.
Don't you dare walk out on me!
Oh, what?
Or this.
Diego, I thought you were... Richard, no!
Guess you swam in the deep end too long, Diego.
My heart hurts, Richard. Richard, you make my heart hurt. Why?
Should have gone to SundayCool.com.
Boom, 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 boom.
Boom, boom, pow.
New soundboard, baby.
Boom, boom, pow.
New soundboard, who this?
Mother, that was loud.
Oh, yeah, that was so good. That was great.
Ow!
I love the sound effects.
Oh, man. Yeah,
Bow, bow.
we'll have to go through those a little bit later. Try the voice effects.
Yeah.
I love technology.
Yeah. I love technology.
What is that from?
It's
Napoleon Dynamite.
Napoleon
Oh, that's
Dynamite.
right.
Sorry.
Not as much as you see.
Yeah.
I still love technology. Always and forever.
Man, you've got that nailed.
Oh, yeah. I made sure to memorize it as a kid. Hey, welcome, Will McGinniss.
Well, McGinniss is out.
Oh my gosh. They're like who?
Explain yourself. Who are you?
Explain yourself.
I am a throwback from the 90s and 2000s.
Oh, yeah.
Sick,
The
dude.
best kind of throwback, though.
No, yeah. Will McGinnis out of Nashville, Tennessee was in we like to say we were a medium-sized fish in a very small pond called Christian Music. Audio Adrenaline.
Heck yeah, dude.
Christian rock band.
Bang, bang.
And, we weren't DC Talk or Michael W. Smith or Stephen Curtis or all those big jams, but we were a rock and roll band.
I would say better.
Wait, we can't all be Toby Mac.
There you go.
Come on.
There you go. You know who's doing it. You know who's. Anyway, sorry.
You know what's crazy
Thanks for coming.
is that I thought about it. I've almost known you for 20 years.
That's insane.
Yeah, because I
What-
met you when I was 15.
Was that our Haiti trip?
Yeah.
Dude, that was one of my favorite trips ever. I'm not even just saying that for the podcast.
Hey.
Hey.
You and Steve and that trip were in Heather. Your mom was there too, right? Yeah. It was monumental.
Yeah. It was epic.
I mean, I know what a big deal it was because of some family stuff and all of that, the history of Haiti with your family and stuff.
Yeah.
So, and just for it to go off so well and to be so moving and so cool. And like, I think you have said many times, it
That was my transformation trip.
Yeah, it rocked
The big one?
rocked
Yeah.
your world.
That's cool.
That's when I like really started pursuing Christ.
That's
It
great.
was huge. It was awesome. But
But yeah,
speak-
you had such a sweet spirit there, man, though. You just jumped in with the kids. You were shirt off. Your locks were flowing, man. You were just like soccering it up. Any game that was going on, you were slugging it out with the kids. And I mean, they are serious athletes.
Oh, yeah.
And you were right there, dude. You were like, yeah, I play soccer. And
They
you were
loved
out-
him?
Yo, catch,
They loved him.
Yeah.
catch me dead doing that today. I would be like, 20 years ago, I
Yeah.
could keep up with you.
Sir, put your shirt on.
Yeah. You were in peak physical
Oh, yeah.
condition. That was good.
Yeah, now I'm just turning into an old man inside.
Yes, you are.
Aw.
Diverticulitis.
Speaking of Austin, though, would you like a song?
I would love a song.
Okay, we'll maybe just come up with something.
Teach this guy something about music, huh?
Yeah.
I would love that. Dude, I love the delay and everything on that. That's sweet sounds right there.
I apologize in advance.
Okay,
No.
let's hear this. Yeah. Here we go.
Dang it, Josh.
They did it again, dude.
Our song got flagged.
It's flagged, dude. What are we gonna do?
I mean, I guess they just have to go to Patreon or Spotify or Apple to listen to the song. We even had the musician. We did the song. It was him. It was Will. Will was part of that song. And it didn't even matter if the musician was even in the room. It still got flagged.
It's okay.
YouTube's Patreon. No, not YouTube because they got flagged. Patreon, Spotify, or Apple. You can go listen there. It's a really good song. It's about the Chupacabra. Okay.
That was epic. Oh my gosh. Well done. You guys full on kicked into Stained or something right there on that chorus, man.
And it's cool because we like didn't copy that song from any other song
That is
we
an
know of, you know?
original song.
That was
Completely original.
Totally original.
Yeah. Never heard a melody like that in my life.
Never.
Especially not for the past 30 years.
Yeah.
I had my bass in the car. I should have brought that in. that
Oh,
would have been
did you
really
really?
fun. I could have slayed the bass line with that. That would have been fun.
Dang it! Can we start
If
this over?
if I only knew.
Oh.
So fun.
You getting your thing
was-
set up?
That was so fun,
Dude,
Josh.
rocking the
That
guitar,
was so
man.
fun.
That's a tough riff. I love it. You are so great.
I taught him everything he knows.
Totally.
Is yours on?
Is this my mic on?
We already
Oh, yeah,
broke.
it's
We
just
already
here.
broke it.
Oh, no.
Check. There we go.
Andrew's
back,
everybody. Andrew.
Slaying the guitar.
Speaking
Sean
of
Connery.
amazing music that we
Yeah.
wrote completely all by ourselves,
We read it.
we have a question.
Ooh, listen to that.
So I need everyone to just be quiet for a second.
Okay. Complete silence.
Will, we're so happy that you're here today.
Yes.
Before we can just get into it and just have fun and goof off, be little silly boys,
Silly gooses.
Not you guys.
bunch of silly gooses, we got a question, and
Uh-oh.
we really need you to take this one seriously. This question was sent in by a viewer, and it's a hard one. It truly is. We don't I don't know. We don't like to get into politics or stuff that's happening in the world too much. Like, we try to be pretty even on everything, you know, but today's question, I think, could really just spell out everything.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree with everything that you just said.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So Will,
It was heavy.
This question, it's a yes or no question, Will, and we'll have you answer it first if that's all right. Of course it is. You don't have a choice.
It's
Today's
your show,
question,
man.
sitting by a viewer. With our current political climate, should we trust him?
Wow.
Remember, it's just a yes or no. With our current political climate, Will, should we trust him?
Is it
Am I echoing?
Is it a capital H? It's
Hello?
it's a capital H, right? So I'm gonna go with yes. My answer is yes.
Oh,
Okay, well,
dang it.
I am gonna say we should trust him with a capital H always.
well, it's definitely not a capital M. It's a lowercase m. And of course, we're talking about the Hamburglar.
Oh, I think you can trust him too.
I don't, well, okay, well,
He's
I
a
mean,
thief, Will.
he steals children's hamburgers.
Does he really?
Hungry-
Though?
That's
Yes.
what he's known for,
I
the
think-
Hamburglar.
I think that's a conspiracy theory, though. I think he's
No,
just.
But
he's-
listen, this is not the place to talk about conspiracies right now. Will,
Yeah, we-
okay? This is the wrong.
we
We're not
say
Rogan, okay?
No, we're not. I mean, I'm shocked.
I'm terrified.
Will, I thought you had a good head on your shoulders, but he wants to support a Hamburglar? The
thief.
Hamburglar?
I think right there, when you said head on my shoulders, you should dub in the Hamburglar right in front of my face.
Well, I guess you guys heard it here first. Will wants the Hamburglar to steal all the hamburgers from children
Hungry children.
in this political climate.
Hold on. Does
Not
he,
in any climate.
No.
hold on. Does
Hey,
he
no,
take
wait,
them?
He takes them. These hungry kids, Will.
Does he take them and give them to other kids?
No,
is he
he
a
eats
Robin
them.
Hood?
No,
Have
he
you
gives
seen
them to the rich kids
Oh.
who have
He
too
gives
much to eat.
Yeah, the little tubby ones.
Oh, see.
Yeah.
Don't need those
He
burgers.
takes it from the kids that
I mean,
are
that's,
hungry.
that's most of America.
Gives it to the rich tubby kids.
And now he's making fun of America.
This is gonna be a rough podcast.
Committing treason and stealing from kids.
Kids.
Hungry kids.
Hungry kids. Welcome to the show.
Lock him up.
Did I say ninja? I meant the butterfly is no doubt one of God's most beautiful creations. I said empty your mind.
You learned martial arts! Ninjas attack!
Oh man, what'd you think of our Chupacabra song?
I love that.
Did you see
Yeah.
that coming?
I did not see that coming. That was some serious lyricist work there.
Yeah.
You never do. Chupacabra is elusive. Very elusive.
In Haiti, he's known as the Lugawu.
Oh,
What?
really? So they have their own Chupacabra?
They do.
No way.
What's the story behind that?
The Lugawu.
yeah.
I mean, a lot of different cultures and civilizations have had these kind of mystic spiritual things that they think are real, and after hours, after night, they worry about them, right?
Yeah.
So in Haiti, it's no different. Like, there's not a lot of Haitians who like to be out after dark,
Wow.
and they think dogs and cats and some other animals shape shift, and they, this Lugawu, whatever, is a thing that gets people.
Isn't it
So-
interesting that every culture has that?
Something like that. Yeah,
It's
for
so
sure.
weird, especially shape-shifting stuff. Like, it's very
Yeah.
common. So it makes you think, man. That's so scary.
Well, do you know of any other
Lulu.
spooky stuff in Haiti? Like,
Oh man, there's a lot of spooky stuff in Haiti.
I want to hear some of it.
Yeah, I want to know is there like a story that someone's told you where, as a skeptic hearing it, it's like, man, that one unsettles me.
Let's give a preface.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's
sure.
start. Yeah,
sure.
tell us about Haiti and your involvement in Haiti.
Okay, yeah. We can back up a second. I was in the little band, the wee little band that we were talking about, Audio Adrenaline. Traveled around a long time. Started in 1986. Moved to Nashville in '90. Kind of went out on all the tours, opened up for folks, and then we started headlining. And then we wanted to do something with our platform more than swing our hair around and, jump off my bass amp and knock over speakers and stuff and spit on people in the front row. But, that's in Mark's, our lead singer's mom and dad have been missionaries to Haiti since the 70s. So when he got dropped off at Bible college, my very first week I met him, his mom kicked him out at the curb and went to be full-time missionaries in Haiti. So
Wow.
I heard all these stories of Haiti. Just the amazing landscapes, Caribbean landscapes, mountainous down into beautiful Caribbean waters, and the people, and colorful and beautiful and wonderful and bonjour, bonsoir, how's your family? You know, good morning, good night. Just super warm and hot weather climate culture, just
Very hot.
passionate when they worship, passionate when they go to church, passionate when they argue, passionate when they discuss. I mean, it sounds like they're about to go to blows, and they're just like, I want that loaf of bread. No, you will not pay me that for that loaf of bread. I want more for that loaf of bread, you know. But to me, as an outsider, it sounds like they're getting serious over this, you know.
Yeah.
It's just their personalities, right? So we heard about all this, and then fast forward to us as a band with this platform, want to do something more with it. So Haiti just immediately was like, okay, that's what we got to do. We're going to go to Haiti and talk about it from our platform. And Hands and Feet Project was born in 2004. So probably about, 14 years into our career, you know? And Mark's mom and dad helped us build it. The song Hands and Feet was a song that we played often during that time and challenged people to not just be Christians on the weekend, but really let their life live the gospel, and sometimes use words and all that kind of fun, you know, but speak volumes with your life and your service and your time, your talents, your treasures, your testimony, just wherever you ended up doing, kind of be a light in that spot, you know? So we went down there, bought land as a band. We pulled our money together and just started championing the cause for our fans. And they, you know, much like your podcast, you know, people really dig you and what you're doing, and you get this kind of swell of momentum, and it kind of gets passed around. And so that's what happened with Hands and Feet Project. I mean, a lot of people just quickly loved the idea of this rock band that would try to change the world in this way, going to a place that, you know, we may not have been qualified. And if the Lord, you know, would have told us, you know, all the things we'd be getting into, all the things we'd be doing and the challenges, maybe we would have said no at first, but we said yes, and we jumped in, you know, wholeheartedly, and the fans did that with us. And so Haiti, we were down there, and we were caring and loving for orphan and abandoned children on our children's villages. We're had a couple different campuses, a couple different locations. And
how big of a problem was that at that time?
You know, Haiti is a little bit of a mysterious kind of place, in that when you go there as a Westerner, and you try to seek truth, or you try to seek what the real issues are, it's really hard to discover that. So what we kind of were told, you know, was that there was this big orphan and abandonment problem. But after we were there for 6 years, we really found out some more to that. And it was very disturbing, in that it was for financial reasons and more poverty cycle reasons that families were giving up their kids to what they thought was a better opportunity. So that was completely demoralizing, right? Mm-hmm. And as a band, as people, as Christians, as people who want to go there with the best heart and the best intent, you know, our organization was actually disrupting families, and that was a hard pill to swallow. Mm. And so we quickly got in the fight to keep families together. Now, we are under the government. We don't just get kids, you know, from anywhere. They don't just come into our place and we take them. They are placed by the government. But even the government accepts kids that are from, they have a family. And so we push back extremely hard against that, and we challenge them on that. And it's for only serious reasons that we accept kids now on our campus, and we try to reunite them. And so we spend from day one until we can to reunite them back into the family. And now we come alongside more families outside our walls that are in and we support families, because
that's so rad.
It's so absurd to accept a child that's got what we know is the best option for them, even if it's a poor family or a struggling family. The biological family is the best place for them to have a mom and a dad, or even if it's one parent and extended family, aunts, uncles, grandmas, grandpas, cousins. They're very community oriented, so they are living together. They're kind of so we push hard for family, and we want to be the best last resort for, you know, someone who doesn't have a proper family, in some way foster extended family or their biological family. And so we spend a lot of money and a lot of time coming alongside families and trying to find their pressure points. Do they have medical issues? Do they have school issues? Do they have food issues? Do they have, what's the pain point that would allow them to ask that question that none of us here in the United States will ever face?
Yeah.
Should I give up my child so that they have a better existence because I can't do it? I've got larger family. And they even go so far as there's some culturally accepted things like indentured servanthood. They'll give a child up to another family or to an extended family, and they just work for that family so their kids don't have to work. They can go to school. And so there's things like that we really combat. We push against that. We're like, that it may be okay culturally, but that's not right.
Yeah.
This is a person made in the image of God. Imago Dei. They have a unique fingerprint. He knows the number of hairs on their head or her head. And they deserve a life. They deserve to go to school. They deserve to have, clothes like you would, all the things. So.
Totally. That's incredible.
It's
It's heartbreaking, but so cool.
Rad ministry. And I was fortunate enough to go there. I think it was either 2008 or 2009.
Yeah, you were on the Jock Mill campus. Yeah, I remember it clearly, yeah.
Yeah, it was dope. Really awesome.
What was your first impression of Josh when you saw him?
Well, you know what? He was in his high school years, and so he was, just athletic, soccer. He was all about soccer during that time, and just, I just remember his sweet spirit, though. Really cared about connecting with the kids. He wasn't one of those, some people come in and they're like, I'm kind of like, why did you come? You're just like on the porch, and you're afraid to interact. You're afraid to get dirty, and kind of are missing your conveniences in the U.S. Well, that's the whole point of coming to Haiti and discovering another culture and having a cultural exchange and hanging out with people who are different, right? And he just was all in. He was all in. He was all in on the work projects, all in on the kids and hanging. Probably couldn't get you in to eat or anything. You were just out on the soccer field 24/7.
You really thought he was athletic? I was.
Okay, I promise.
Not anymore. Now I'm fat, lazy, and mean.
Get away from me, kids. Ain't got no time for soccer.
I know this is his podcast, but you can tell the truth. It's fine.
No, honestly, he did appear to be he could hang with the boys, and they were really good.
Yeah. No,
I've scored one goal in 20 years of doing work in Haiti. One goal. And it was a ricochet. They shot at me, and instead of, I kind of did a quick turn, it hit my knee and went back in the goal.
Hey,
and
that still counts.
That's literally how I scored.
That's so funny.
That's perfect.
Most of the time I'm tripping and falling, and I just grab them and hug them because I can't catch them.
Yeah.
Well, I heard that you were kind of like sneaking your way back into Haiti recently, right? Like
Yeah.
kind of flying it, because it's been like, don't go to Haiti right now, right?
Yeah. The trajectory of Haiti has been interesting. There was a big earthquake in 2010. Actually, it was a 15-year anniversary yesterday.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
I remember in high school, that was crazy.
Yeah. So it was in 43 seconds, almost 300,000 people. They think they don't have the exact number because they never found a bunch.
Oh my gosh.
And they don't have
300,000
300,000
dead
in 43,000. Or I'm sorry, 43 seconds.
My gosh.
And so
that is terrifying.
And so from there, you had a lot of the world's eye on Haiti, and they really did come to the rescue in a lot of ways. Like a lot of the NGOs, a lot of the works, a lot of things popped up. They were on an upward trajectory for about 10 years, and then they just kind of couldn't handle the attention or the monies or all things. It was very corruptible, right? As humans were. When all of that attention, when people are throwing money at a country and the leaders and the people who are in the positions to kind of capture that and create businesses and stuff, it was really hard from them. So there it kind of got corruptible, and then leaders and other things started to really jockey against one another. But right now, since 2018, it's been a real security issue, like with Westerners especially, and they'll capture you and hold you for ransom. There's gangs, the UN left. It's
That's
kind of a
crazy.
failed state. There's a lot going on there that, we could take a whole podcast and unpack the history and the kind of the political scheme in Haiti. But it's a lot like the U.S. or other parts of the world. You got ruling class, you got poor, you got people who run everything and own everything, and then those who don't. And then within the ruling class, they get, they war with one another, and so that creates different opposition parties and stuff. Like everywhere in the world, the story is so repetition, just everywhere. And But Haiti's real scary right now for a lot of people, and works and all that in certain areas. Port-au-Prince mainly.
Mhm.
But I've been going into Cape Haitian, so it's up north, way up north. It's got a poor international airport. It is safe. It's operating under a different mantra. I've met with the police and a bunch of other people up there. The mayor, they take it very seriously. They take this keeping their city secure and not letting
Cool.
the corruption break in. So yeah, we're gonna do some stuff up there this year. That's really exciting. It's kind of a little bit of a growth area for us. But
Nice.
our campuses down in the south are still operating amazing too. You know, Jacmel where you were, and then Tozan on the up a little bit further from that. We're not in the hot zone, and so many works have had to leave or have to relocate or had just shut down completely because it's been tough. Yeah.
What's Haiti's like spiritual conviction? Like, do they have a predominant religion?
Yeah, I mean, I think they would say that it's Christianity, some form of, either
Okay.
Catholic or evangelical or
Because
Protestant.
I remember my brother, he went on a mission trip there, and he was talking about all the voodoo that they were doing.
Yeah, that's
And-
kind of back to that Lugaloo conversation
Yeah,
and
yeah,
the
yeah.
mystic stuff that carried over from Africa. They are
Okay.
the original Taino people. Christopher Columbus discovered the island up in the very north in Tortugue, the Isle of Tortugue, and then he went into the island up Cape Haitian, up that way. And
Forgive my immature ignorance. Tortugue, as in Pirates of the
yeah,
Caribbean.
yeah.
Okay.
No, it's not your.
Is that actually?
Yeah, all
what
those
that's from?
stories. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. That's the early ships and the
Never-
pirates.
Never
and
knew that.
So they set up a kind of triangle of trade. It was the Americas. It was over in Europe, and then it was all this kind of isle, the Antilles, all
Yeah.
those islands down there. And so Haiti was a part of that route, and they had a lot of sugar, and so sugarcane and stuff like that. So you had the original Taino Indians got wiped out.
Okay.
And then they repopulated it with slaves who were brought from Africa. And then Haiti is the only nation that ever revolted and took back its independence from its ruling class, which was French. France was over that side of the island. The Spanish were over the DR side of the Dominican Republic side of the
Okay.
island.
Yep.
So you had Catholicism on the DR side, and then it was Catholicism mixed with this mystic thing out of Africa, which was voodoo.
Yeah.
And they made up fake Catholic saint names for the different gods of voodoo, and they kind of hid it from the French. But when they revolted and got their independence, this was going back to like 1806 or something in there, 4 or 6, long time ago. And the French said, we'll come back. Napoleon was fighting battles on a lot of fronts, and he really didn't have the bandwidth to come back, but he told them if they don't pay them tariffs on all the stuff that they were going to lose because, they revolted and took the country back, that they were going to come back and wipe them out. So they were fearful of this. So they said, okay, we'll pay you these tariffs at $30 million back in early 1800s. It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And so they started off out of the hole, out of the, at the get-go.
Yeah.
They were held to this major debt. And then there were still all of the things that they were dealing with in the area and the region. And then, just as you go through time, this hold of voodoo is still there. It's still a stronghold. Kind of when the country goes through things like natural disasters or hurricanes, earthquakes, and then they've actually had dictators that have ruled over the country, and they've only been trying this electing president kind of thing for 4 or 5 times, 6 times, it's similar to the U.S., but it's not exactly the same. But
Yeah, my brother
it's had a hard go.
My brother called it one of the scariest experiences he's had because they were in a Christian compound. Everyone knew it was Christian. They showed up, and that night they went to the exterior of the wall. And I won't get descriptive, but something was happening to dogs on the other side of the wall, along with like chants and stuff. And that was like his first experience with people who did believe in the spiritual realm in a very practical, like practicing things sort of way. So I imagine Haiti is rich with the the spooky and the odd, and but that's an additional challenge as you try to
I mean,
to
I
reach
would
those
say
cultures.
when the scripture says that, we don't war in the flesh, we war in the spiritual. I mean, it's very true. You feel the spiritual battle in Haiti, more than you do in the U.S. You're kind of lulled to sleep in the U.S. with your creature comforts and your coffee down the street and all the things, all the great food, the schools, the great businesses, and just you got cars, you got access to everything. You just you're not mindful of the same things. When you go to Haiti, it's such a slower pace, right?
Yeah.
And people aren't storing up there. It's go to market, go to the spring, get your fresh water, cook daily bread, go to the river, wash your clothes, and then, your kids go to school, they come home, and you're working in the garden. It's a simple way of life. And so there's a lot more time to reflect and kind of like feel things. And I don't know if you remember, Josh, when you were there, but it's pretty slow pace there. And you just, you don't have all the extra frills and things that can just distract you. You don't fill your whole schedule up. But that's what's beautiful about kind of hanging out in Haitian culture, and you learn that 2 hours to market and back, that's a family journeying together and telling stories, and grandma and grandpa's with the young kids, and they're just hearing about Jesus maybe on that journey, or they're just seeing everyday Haiti life, and they eat around the table every night. They don't squeeze all those moments out of their schedule because they're so busy, or they're so driven toward blowing up a company, or whatever else you might be chasing. But then the spiritual battle is also, they kind of cover their bases a little bit. I think they do believe, and many of them accept Jesus, but just to cover the bases, they kind of wonder, is there parts of voodoo that are real? But I think in their heart they know it's not. It's this kind of mystic made up thing. But if you give anything power, it has power, right? And so there's some spiritual things that do happen there. You see kind of some wild things happen there, for sure.
It's heavy.
Yeah, super heavy. Did you, speaking of heavy things and Catholicism and stuff, I've been listening to, Mel Gibson was on Joe Rogan's podcast recently.
Oh, cool.
Really fascinating podcast. Mel Gibson is a very interesting fellow.
So interesting.
But he mentioned this story about, it was 2010, I think. The Pope, they had this ceremony where they brought in this wooden deity called Pachamama. I think that's what it's called, Pachamama.
Yeah. It's translated Mother God.
Yeah. And so they brought it in, and that says, during October 4th tree planting ceremony, the Vatican Gardens president, over by Pope Francis, the figurines were displayed for a view of the church members. 3 days later, they were placed in front of St. Peter's main altar and transported to the Synod Hall during the procession. But they literally brought in this deity and were like displaying it in the Vatican. And then there's this one guy.
So interesting.
Yeah.
It's like a rainforest idol.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because we've talked about before, talking about the Amazonians and stuff. They have this story to where they make like ayahuasca, ayahuasca, and they talked about that their mother god is the one that taught them how to make this tea or whatever, to be able to communicate with her in this other realm. And to me, that's just like red flag, huge red flag, But bringing that idol into the Vatican was wild. But this one dude, so that happened on October 4th. Not this year. I think it was 2019. That's when it happened. But on October 21st, there's a Catholic man named Alexander. Not going to attempt his last name because there's no way.
Butcher it. Yeah.
We'll say I'll try it.
Try it.
Teshugulil.
He's Italian,
That's it.
right?
Teshugulil.
Yes.
Teshugulil.
But he was outraged by the entry of the pagan deity into the church, considered it a violation of the first 10 commandments. He stole it from the church and then threw it in the Tiber River.
Amazing.
So he
got angry and just grabbed it and ran to the river and threw it in.
Yeah, he said, this is an idol.
Yeah.
You guys have this idol displayed. And so he stole it and threw it in the river.
I kind of love that.
And then the Pope came out.
That's rebellious, man. I love it.
But then the Pope came out and he apologized for that. and then they got it out of the river and put it back on display.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
And
It's like because he's on that kick where he's saying like all paths are noble or good paths. It's like, but it's this weird watered down. I like how Mel Gibson responded to it. He was like, "This is #1 on Moses's hit list."
Yeah.
Like, that's how he referred to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like you can't excuse it. Like it's just one of those things where it's like anywhere else you could take it to a museum, wherever you want, but it's like you can't expect that to be okay. Everyone would be like, "Yeah, we're fine with that, right?"
Yeah.
Mother God, sure, why not?
Rogan's genuinely confused. He's like, "Why would they do that?" He's like,
Rogan, who's not a believer, he's just like, that seems like they're not allowed to do that.
Yeah, he's like, "Yeah, your guess is as good as mine, dude."
But that was a really fascinating podcast. I found out that Mel Gibson accidentally hung himself.
What? How? What do you mean?
I didn't make it to that part.
So he's like, he just said it just like that to Joe Rogan. He's like, yeah, and I, like accidentally hung myself one time. And he starts talking to Joe, and he's like, whoa, back up. What do you mean? And it was on the set of the Braveheart, the part where they're like stretching him out.
Yeah.
Oh,
like
wow.
the torture scene.
Yeah.
He said he was up on a ladder and he had the thing around his neck. He's like, okay, because he's the director too, right?
I didn't know that.
He's like, all right, places that. And apparently he slipped and he didn't know because he said he woke up and everyone's standing around him. And he's like, what are you guys doing? He's like, get back to work. And they're like, you hung yourself.
Oh my dude.
Wow.
And he's like, oh, all right. Well,
You think about all the like that's crazy.
That's
but
an
he's
amazing
like,
story.
he's like, but yeah, I didn't feel any pain. It was just so peaceful. I was like, okay, well, that's
I mean, like with the Passion of the Christ with the lightning like hitting twice.
Jim
Like
Caviezel.
there's some weird stuff happening with his movies, man.
which he gave a teaser for the next movie he's doing, which is basically it's after Jesus is resurrected.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And he said, but it's going to focus almost solely on the spiritual battle aspect. So like evil and good at
I
battle.
wonder how that's gonna look.
He said
man.
him and his brother, and was it someone else? Does he have brothers? There's a group of people that have been writing it for 6 years. They've been
Oh, my
writing it.
gosh.
And he said because you can't write it in a linear way. It has to like go forward and backward, and they're trying to make that timeline like, adhere to what scripture says about what would have happened. So they're like handling it carefully, but he was like other realms.
Is it the time? So when he gets crucified and before he arises?
I don't think he's clarified.
He said the resurrection of the Christ is the working title, but he hasn't even like started it, so it's like it's gonna be years. But man, it's gonna be really interesting to see because that's how do you visualize something like that?
He does take on amazing projects like that.
He does.
He like immerses himself fully into like the whole thing,
And he talked about Apocalypto too.
That's a wild one.
And he's like, how did you think of that movie? He's like, well, I wanted to do a chasing movie, like someone's being chased. He said, but I want it to be like they're on their feet. Like I don't want a world where there's cars. And he's like, I want it to be like they're chasing each other and you don't know what's happening, what the culture is. And he's like, and then that's where I came up with Apocalypto. I'm like, he just wanted a chase movie.
Yeah. This is one thought in your mind. You're like, how can we make this happen?
It's truly one of the best chase movies.
Yeah, it is really good.
Name 5 other chase movies. Name 5. Speed. I don't know.
Yeah. But you guys should go listen to the Mel Gibson podcast. He's a little...
Yeah.
He's always been that way, though, it seems like.
Yeah.
That's why he was so good in Lethal Weapon and everything, because he was that crazy guy.
Yeah.
Whatever he drinks in the morning, I want it.
Alcohol. No, but he's even saying like, yeah, I'm an alcoholic.
Yeah.
Or he's I was born an alcoholic.
Even I remember as a kid, and I had to have been like in 5th grade, I remember how big of news it was when he came out and they had the audio recording of him, like when he got his DUI and stuff and the rant and how he got blacklisted from Hollywood. I'm like, why do I know about this as a kid?
But it was so cool to see how like open he was about it all.
Yeah.
And they even talked about like addiction and stuff. It's such a narcissistic tendency because it's like, how can I benefit myself?
Yeah.
I'm like, I haven't even thought about it that way.
Yeah.
It's like, I feel bad, so I need to do this. It's like, it's super narcissistic.
He did flip like a switch and became very transparent, like, and very vulnerable. It felt like in all of his interviews and stuff, he just kind of was just throwing stuff out there. Like,
I can imagine after a moment like that where the whole world sees you as a bad guy.
Yeah.
Like that stuff comes out. I mean, that's difficult to deal with. And after that point, it's like if people still love you and accept you, and if you know God does as well, immediately, it's like,
yeah,
I think it gets easier because like, okay, maybe I should just be myself or who I'm meant to be.
Do we know why he was blacklisted from Hollywood? Was it because of the Passion of Christ?
No, I mean, he came out, his DUI thing. Did you never hear that? He had an audio recording where it's like he's going off on Jewish people, a lot of bad stuff. And so
that's right.
it just was a avalanche of bad things.
Yeah, really interesting podcast. So
I love that.
very good.
Rogan's hearing a lot of Bible lately, dude.
For
Yeah,
real, man.
He is.
Do you hear that Wesley Huff guy?
Yeah.
Dude, that was, I mean, it's working for sure, I think. He's definitely curious.
Wesley Huff he's 33 years old, so 1 year older than me.
Whoa.
And he
got
is
some catching up to do.
He is one of the smartest human beings I've ever. He's like, yeah, I tried to learn Sanskrit by myself, and it's just like,
oh my gosh, that's awesome.
I texted Josh and Andy like when that dropped, and I was like, I'm about an hour in, and I feel like I never went to Bible college.
Yeah, totally.
Instantly felt like I knew nothing.
Yeah,
there was stuff that like I was reminded of college though. I'm like, I completely forgot like how people counted days back then. I remember learning that, and like it's just crazy how much I don't retain.
And
when you meet people like that can just like not even just the retain like pronunciation of all of those things.
Yeah,
knowing the years, I'm like, that's some other level, dude.
He's got a photographic memory for sure. Even in the debate with Billy Carson, where he's like, "Oh, you're referring to whatever Sinaiticus." He's like, "It's in this book here."
Yeah, wow.
Yeah. It's one of those people. I had a professor like that. It was so dope. You could go into his office if you were like doing research, and he had books to the ceiling on 3 of his walls, and he'd do this and then grab, flip, and then hand you. You're like, thanks, man.
Unbelievable.
Yeah,
that reminds me of Lily's dad. He worked with this lady. She said, I have a partial photographic memory. He's like, what do you mean? She's like, I can remember some stuff that I see. And he's like, so you just have a memory. Like,
wow.
A partial photographic memory. So funny. But he just told her straight to her face, yeah, you just got a memory like every other human.
You're not special, lady.
We checked on that person.
Oh, so good.
Dude, that's wild.
Speaking of memory, though, did you know that we got that? Don't go anywhere. Whoa, black beanie, bam, bam.
Whoa, black beanie, bam, bam.
Sunday cool out, black beanie.
99 cents.
Yeah. Hey guys, we have a black beanie that's for $9.99. You get custom patches on these things, and it would be incredible if you went to SundayCool.com. You get your quote today.
Whoa, black beanie.
It's gonna be great.
Whoa,
Black beanie.
Bam, bam,
Wear it when it's cold.
It's only $9.99.
Wear it when it's cold. Damn,
I don't know what you guys are.
Go to SundayCool.com, get custom black beanies, and we have a deal on hoodies. We have our own line, ladies and gentlemen, super soft. You should go get it right now.
Ooh, I want one of those.
I like one of those.
One of those tasty sweatshirts.
One of those frothy, sweet sweatshirts. It's been never been easier to find Jesus at this point in time, I think. I think like
in this culture, yeah.
In the world, I don't think, what platform, did we ever have in history like this big for Jesus to be on display? I think that's the coolest thing.
Yeah.
But it's scary because they're taking TikTok away. How can Jesus word get spread if they take TikTok away?
But it feels almost like there's a swing for it. I don't know if this is a good thing or not, but it's like feeling cool again. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You're cool if you listen to Hallow and you meditate with whatever the different things that are on there. They got all the different characters and, from bishops to pastors to,
Yeah, and a lot of people are just looking at Jesus as a real person, and they're not just denying his existence anymore and actually looking into it. It's really cool.
I think people
a
are
lot
just
of searching,
people are just so tired of like being lied to, and like the media obviously is not the most truthful place ever.
Yeah.
And
what?
And just like knowing that like Christ is like the ultimate truth, people are like, oh,
yeah. So
this
many
resonates.
so many narratives that from every different direction that they want to push, and then the reality is none of it is really on point at all. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's brutal. There's got to be a shift, I think, right now in young people to really have a questioning spirit.
Yeah.
I would think.
Yeah, I think that a lot of it's just they want to know for themselves. They want to have their own, and I think that's just the people who are getting big platforms now are really talking about really real things.
Yeah, the mainstream channels feel like they're going to have some tough go coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how much into conspiracies you are. You don't really seem like too much like a conspiracy guy. But we talked about it a couple of weeks ago of just like because there are true like CIA like it's a Project Mockingbird that came out. They did that in like the 60s, I think.
Just make up a number, I'll believe you.
Yeah, but it was basically like them controlling the media and pushing propaganda through that. So they actually had people working for the CIA that were also news anchors.
Wow.
And our theory is that, which is I think it's pretty true.
It can't be far off.
They see that people are losing faith in the media, like, oh, this is a bunch of baloney. But now they're targeting like podcasts and TikTokers and Instagram people. And it's just like,
I mean, there's a reason why industry plants exist. Like that term exists because like how easy would it be for them to fund a podcast, get some people, pay them like, push a certain agenda, certain stories more. It didn't have to be like out in your face, but it's like, we just want you to hit on this story. Don't tell them why.
So that's why on our Instagram, we have how many? 700
something, yeah.
738 last I looked.
Yeah, 100,000 followers or whatever. But the only person we follow is the CIA. Some people catch it like, why are they following the CIA?
That's so funny.
Guys, these are traps.
I mean, there's not much you can really call a conspiracy theory these days, though. I don't think
I know.
It's like it's really a lot of the old futuristic movies we're sort of living in now.
Yeah.
Think of Blade Runner or all the really funky movies. You're just like, oh my gosh, we are like so right there. I mean, it's like, or
Speaking
books.
of conspiracy theories, though, the LA fires.
Wild.
Whoa.
Don't get me started.
Those
I've
are
heard
crazy.
some weird stuff about that too.
There's some weird stuff around it, and I can't even formulate all of it.
Yeah, I don't know anything weird except for like that one graph satellite image that we saw, which I don't even know if it was legit or not. Going like the three fires going off at the same time in different areas. It was an aerial like video.
But they've got a couple of the dudes just out there starting the fires.
Oh my
like
gosh.
arsonists.
Do we know their names?
No.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, if there was a conspiracy around it, if you needed to cause chaos, smart cities, whatever, I mean, that's just like if they're the people that get caught, then they need to be, hey, this person is at blame. Let me know their name, because if not, then it's like we can't really trust that. That's kind of scary.
Yeah.
If you know the people who did it, then
And the water reservoir.
Yeah, that's a
reservoirs
big
being
one.
out,
Yeah,
There
they
was-
made leadership decisions about not keeping the right amount of water. Yeah.
and the budget cuts for the fire department.
a week before, right?
Yeah, it was budget, water reservoir, and then like I watched people saying we're evacuating, but it's same thing they did in Hawaii. You can only go down this route, and it led them straight into a gridlock. They were like, I mean, you got to funnel people out when that many people funnel.
Sure.
It's gonna lock down. But they were saying as residents, like there were clear like let us go that way, and they wouldn't let them go.
Oh wow.
Terrifying and terrible what's
Yeah.
happened. I mean,
Yeah, terrible leadership for sure.
and people like losing their homes. How many people have died?
24. I just looked it up. 24 right
That's-
now.
Wow.
They're not gonna release the number. Same amount of people that have died in North Carolina.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It's devastating. I can't
It's
believe
terrible.
these fires, man. And they're
Yeah.
still going, right? Are they still
I
going?
haven't heard anything about it being contained.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, yeah, because last I saw it was like 0% contained.
Yeah, that's
Like,
like all I've seen
all right.
as well.
I saw
they-
someone's video of just like they're breaking down like the times of like when they were leaving the house and stuff like that. And it's the wind, dude. Like just outside their house, how
Oh, yeah.
it was blowing like 50, 60 miles an hour, and you gusts, and then you could just see embers. I'm like, that is so terrifying.
You talking about the ring cam footage where it was like blowing through?
Possibly, I can't remember. Yeah, I think there was some, and then some of the car. It was
Yeah,
weird, man.
Anyways, whoever's watching or listening, comment of a place to where it would be good to
Send help.
send help, send donations, whatever.
Yeah,
'Cause-
we'd love to do something.
Yeah.
for 'em.
Oh yeah, that's great. Great
Just-
thinking, guys.
Scary stuff. One guy literally bought sprinklers because he had a fire like 3 or 4 years ago. And he's
Saw
like,
this.
he bought a bunch of hoses and a bunch of sprinklers in preparation. He set those out, and it literally was the only safe house on the block, I think.
Wow.
Just because he had the sprinklers going
They were
on
this
his
type.
roof.
They were the type that does this,
The
and
way-
it just kept everything wet enough. And he saved. It was 14 more houses down the street that literally because his didn't go,
didn't it?
it split.
Wow.
And then so he saved
Wow.
14 other houses. There's another vet
Genius.
who wouldn't leave. There's like body cam footage. You're like, sir, you cannot stay. And he's literally got a garden hose. He's like, I'm not leaving. And they came back, and he saved his house with a stinking
Jeez,
garden hose. He just wouldn't leave.
Wow.
I can't imagine that. That'd be so scary.
I would love for someone to explain to me though how sprinklers and a garden hose maintain water, and
Oh yeah.
they didn't have
Well,
access to that.
they were saying
Interesting.
that what was it? The newer homes, they have like a meter reader or something on it, and the older homes that didn't have the meter reader,
Yep.
I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
They could use as much water as they want, so those people were able to save their homes. But the newer homes,
They have
It
a
had,
shut
like
off.
the shut off.
Yeah. Wow.
Crazy stuff.
Yeah, they had to move the championship game, the football game.
Yeah.
They went from the Rose Bowl over to the Dallas Stadium because of that. Yeah.
It's a bunch of chaos, dude.
Yeah, and it's tough to talk conspiracy around it because there's actually like this real stuff for a lot of people. But I mean,
well, it's just mismanagement of a massive town that you're in charge of. You know, from the mayor to the governor, all of it. It's just mismanagement. It's sad.
Yeah, it was like the climate.
Yeah, a lot of
change
climate
people,
issues.
They're saying like, oh, you can't take away this brush because it's harmful to the earth or whatever.
It's just fodder.
And so it's mismanagement of that, and so all that caught on fire.
I think even the water issue was around some rare.
The fish thing. Yeah. Trump talked about that on Joe
What?
Rogan. They like divert like just billions of gallons of water that come from Canada, and they divert it into the ocean instead of it going down to California because of this tiny little fish that they're trying to save.
Yeah, it's normally what fills the reservoirs in the watershed, so that they do have plenty of access to water all the time in that whole region. It's just been
and because of one type of fish,
Yeah,
it only exists there.
I think so. Yeah, I don't know.
Sacrifice the fish. We can go without one fish. There's millions of types of species of fish.
It's a really
That's why I
cute
truly
fish.
believe in survival of the fittest. Like it's a fish. If they can't make it on their own, then let them.
No, yeah,
Go away.
my exit strategy for a lot of the U.S. going cray-cray was Haiti forever. I mean, I'll bring it back to Haiti for a second, but they live off grid all the time. Like they don't have working electric. You know, they know where the springs are. They make their own food. They're farm to table just naturally. They have markets. You know, they don't rely on a lot. And here we rely on so much. Man, if you shut trucks down or
we're
electric
screwed.
down, I mean, people will go psychotic in like 2 days.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's the scariest thing is people.
Yeah, that's the people. They're conditioned there to sort of like, electric's on today. Yay, no, it's off, you know, and then they're like, oh, we're going to just cook under charcoal today, which we make with trees. You know, they just kind of are so adaptive to so many different things. So I was like, that's where I'm going when everything goes crazy.
Yeah, true that.
Honestly, yeah. Well, I just saw like a news story where, you know how like maybe you did know, maybe you didn't. I didn't know that like how we have internet connecting from country to country is literally wires in the ocean. I learned that last year, right? Like, and the news has been talking about it a lot. Like I've seen like 3 or 4 clips from like major news sources. Like this is how our internet works. And China like threatened
to sabotage. They're doing it. Yeah, they're cutting the lines.
And so, but my thing is,
wow,
is conspiracy possibly. It's like we see when we start seeing people talk more and more about these things, especially American news. It makes you wonder like. They're trying to plant that information.
Yep.
So if they ever do cut the internet, we don't know if that's China. We don't know if that's Russia. It could be our own people. We would have no idea whatsoever. And so, I mean, all the comments were like, great. Now they're planning to shut down our internet. Like it's calling it. Everyone's seeing it.
Yeah. Paige had the scary thought with all the activity on the East Coast that it was a distraction so that some sort of like, you know, if it really is, the chatter is China, like that came out with all the weird
drone
orb
stuff.
Yeah, but if it was a distraction on this coast to pull off that on that coast, that's out of thin air.
There's so much of that you just don't know. They plant those seeds in your mind or they talk about something that sounds futuristic or whatever, but it's really just because it's happening. And you're just kind of like, that's where the bamboozle. So people are just so fed up with that kind of bamboozle.
Yeah.
And we also don't think our government would ever do that to us. But like there's conspiracy after conspiracy that's come true, operations done by the CIA that have taken American lives, innocent people's lives. And so it's like, what is that? You know, they're not stopping that. They're not they didn't just like, you know what? That was wrong of us. It's like, no, they're just being secretive about it. Now they have to be.
Moving pawns around all over the world for decades.
Yeah.
I mean, in the Middle East, you think of all the things they tried to, they put people in power that turned around to be our enemy. Then they'd go take them out. Then they would, you know, help another person that we were enemies with to take them out. You know, it's like back and forth all over the place.
And as soon as we're on to them, it's like, we're too late. It's like, we did
absolutely.
that 5 years ago. Like,
totally.
You'll be dead by the time this happens, so don't worry about it. Like we have no control.
They're years and years ahead of us.
Did you just watch the movie about the going to the moon?
Oh no, I've wanted to see that.
It's incredible.
Yeah. It's with Scarlett Johansson and
I won't give it away then because it's so good.
Okay, cool.
This is all
they don't go to the moon.
It's totally in this vein.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll stop there. It's so great.
This is for entertainment purposes.
Speaking
only.
of being off grid, I saw this thing today and I thought it was a joke, and it's very much real. Have you heard of the Enron Egg?
The Enron Egg. Oh,
I
couldn't figure out if this was fake.
It's
I
real.
didn't read anything about it because I was like, that's not real.
Dude, it looked fake. And then I went to the website and it
It's
was
real.
It's such a good website. And all these people, I'm like, wait.
No, Enron is a real company.
I know, but it's like historically bankrupt. Like it was a bad deal.
Okay, well, it's real. And it's called the Enron Egg. I mean, I really think it's real.
I don't know why would they name it Enron. Enron has such a negative,
They do have a negative
connotation to it.
It really does. Yeah.
Automatically.
Oil
Maybe type
spills
in-
and all the things.
Maybe
yeah.
type in, is the Enron Egg real?
Yeah,
Before I get into it.
No, but still, explain it what it is.
So it's a
Yeah, I'm so curious now.
at-home nuclear reactor.
Oh, fun energy.
Yeah. So it can, is it fake?
Forbes 6 days ago. Meet the Enron Egg, an at-home nuclear reactor that's totally fake.
Okay, so Enron is the company that like,
Womp, womp,
Yeah, like I don't know
womp.
what they were doing, but they screwed over a lot of people back in like it was the 90s, I think.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, it was. I remember the logo of it at all and everything.
they did a fantastic job of,
The website's incredible.
The Enron Egg is a hoax from a parody company of the same name.
okay.
So great.
That's good though, because it literally they have like it's like a TED talk. The guy's giving like a big speech,
Yeah.
and it was so convincing. And I'm like, this seems like
That's
a
great.
bad idea.
I mean, because they even have the FAQs at the bottom. It's like,
Dude,
is the Enron Egg safe? Yes, and they said it has fail-safe mechanisms. The reactor automatically halts reactions if overheated. Advanced shielding built with lead, poly, and boron materials. I'm just like,
They had
it's legit.
testimonials and everything. It was crazy.
And I'm like, what's? Because they're like, oh, you can power your house for 10 years.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what?
I do think nuclear is one of the most proven and long-term power
Oh, yeah.
solutions.
But
That's what I hate when we get all gung-ho about wind or whatever it is. We just go
Nuclear, baby.
We drive all of our industries into one, shove it into one like basket instead of like, well, what about fusion? What about all these other things? Can we just like explore a little bit more? And
Yeah.
I mean, we got a lot of smart people here. We're not, but they're all trying to hook up, whatever buddy they have in whatever sector,
Oh, yeah.
right? It's just, so frustrating.
Big oil.
Big milk. I think milk's behind it.
Big milk.
They're behind a lot of stuff, though. Their whole
Yeah.
Got Milk campaign.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
Rigged.
Yeah.
That and the food
chocolate
pyramid,
milk
dude.
is pretty good.
Dude, I had 2 bottles of it every Saturday and Sunday, and I started my day like that. And I'm like, I want every day to start like this.
Chocolate milk.
I love chocolate milk, dude.
Speaking of chocolate milk, we got a poop story.
Oh my god!
You got one?
Poop story.
Actually, it's really that was great.
Poop story, poop story, poop story with Will McGinniss.
Where the
poops are always on his mind.
Oh my gosh, that was scary.
Guys, I'm scared.
Well,
It could either be your poop story or someone that you know. Just a fun poop story. Or a
I
scary
mean,
poop story.
unfortunately, I have a lot of them, which
Don't
is
we all?
really sad to admit. I'm a runner, so
Oh, the pooping in the pants?
Committed.
while running, I actually never did it in my pants, but I would like run and just find someone's tree in their yard and
Apparently,
drop trowel everywhere.
I found out that's a common thing for marathon runners. is
It's
they
totally
They
common.
literally poop their pants.
Oh yeah, they do.
Oh,
If-
yeah.
If they're serious and they don't want to blow their time, they're not stopping.
I
Have
don't
you
think
seen that-
pooping
have
in
you
people's
seen-
yards is normal, but I mean, there's probably some kid that has to go pick up your poop. They're like, go pick up the dog's poop. And they're like, whose is this? Let's clean this.
I saw the clip of the female running, and there's like a follow car.
And she's like, don't follow me.
Yeah, she was like, I just pooped myself. Don't film from behind. And the
Yeah,
guy's
seriously.
like, the car like slowly pulls ahead.
There's no way I would have respected her wishes. I'm like, nope, this is national television.
Give the people what they
Shame.
want.
Shame.
I think though traveling and being in a rock band and all the different food you eat and all the different scheduling and stuff like that. I mean, it's very conducive to having like terrible, upset stomach all the time. And
How often were you guys taking like mid, like concert poops or pees or like emergency stuff?
none of that.
No.
I mean, I think Mark got sick a couple times and he would go backstage and like yuck off
Yeah.
the back, throw up off the back of the stage and then come back and try to finish so some things like that happen, but no bathroom issues. But
That's good.
just when we did a tour called Festival con Dios, and it was in mall parking lots all over the world. We set up a tent, like it was a traveling tent show. It was crazy. And so there were never any bathrooms close.
Yeah.
And so if you had an issue, you had to find the mall or, you had to run and try to find it. And I just didn't quite make it several times.
I'm fully convinced every time someone does a wardrobe change at a concert, it's because they needed to poop.
There you go.
I just think they're like, wait, we have to make an
Taylor
excuse.
Swift literally poops like 30 times.
Dude, honestly, that would make her so much more relatable. Like if we just knew she was just exploding the bathroom up, but like they're like,
terrible
give me
idea.
something new. I can't wear this anymore.
It's a 3-hour show. It's like, how are you not?
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, she definitely has to have some moments for that.
Yeah.
That's
no
great.
doubt.
That's great.
Because she's probably pounding a lot of water too to help her voice and just for the hydration of the whole event.
And she's running around. Like
running all the time.
Yeah. Love her or hate her, it is impressive how active a
she's so
3-hour
so talented.
3-hour show is.
No, it's crazy.
Let's give a hand for Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
She doesn't get enough credit.
I agree.
Yeah.
Give her more money.
She doesn't need any of that, but
I did watch a video of this dude compiled all of her private plane flights and compiled it to the shortest flights she took. The shortest flight she took on her private jet was 40 seconds. And it was from one side of LA to the other.
That's kind of cool though.
And it was just to skip traffic. So she gets in the plane, 40 seconds up, down.
It takes more time to board the plane than to actually fly it.
Yeah. Well,
That's
if you have
amazing.
your own private plane, you probably just walk right on.
Yeah. The takeoff takes longer. That's what I'm saying. Like he just moving to the runway.
That's Jason Momoa too. For one of his premieres on Hawaii, he was on the North Shore and traffic was shut down, so they chartered a helicopter. Landed at the event.
I don't think I'll ever get in a helicopter.
I don't think I will.
It scares me so much.
We did it once. We had one rock star moment in our whole career.
Tell us about
Only one.
Yeah.
So our manager booked us for 2 events in one day. And we were playing we were playing Harvest Crusade at where the A's play. And then we had to play Miles McPherson on the campus of San Diego State or something like that.
Okay.
And so we did the Crusade. It's like a sold out Harvest Crusade, like I don't know what the stadium holds, 40,000 people. And we're rocking big house. And then we jump off and we get in a helicopter and we fly the whole coast and get to the other show, jump out. The sound is already set up. We had 2 crews.
Whoa.
We jump out, run right on stage, and
immediately start playing.
Yeah. And
wow.
It was the 4th of July. And so while we're flying, fireworks are going off inland. It was just the most surreal, weird, cool vibe. I don't know. You just I can't even believe this happened.
Which venue got your favorite guitar?
Oh, that's a good one.
That'd be weird to me to leave one rig behind and go to another.
Yeah. You know what? I think it was probably the Anaheim one because it was quite a bit larger, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Scary.
I had my P bass and my old J bass. So I was probably they're both awesome though. They're both, I love both of them pretty much equal. So
still have them all.
What about the poo bass? We still haven't heard a poop story. He's trying to change the subject.
Oh yeah. You said he gave some stuff, but is there
it's just way too regular for me.
It's my life.
I mean, it's just.
Any embarrassing ones? When's the last time you pooped your pants?
Oh, man. Okay. I got one.
Okay, here we go.
So Mark, our lead singer, and I were in a hotel together. And we were just coming back from a conference. And he's like, I got to go. And I was like, wait a minute, dude, I got to go. And so we literally, like Dumb and Dumber, we start running and hitting each other and trying to pass one another to get to the room. And then when we get to the room, he has this stealth move and shoves me into the wall and he jumps into the bathroom. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, Mark, I'm not kidding. I really got to go. And you can't hold some of them for so long.
The turtle head.
Yeah. And so I'm like, I'm not kidding. And
let me out.
So this is so embarrassing. But he's just like, whatever, I'm in here. And I'm like, I'm not kidding. And he's like, whatever. And so I literally pull my pants down and I started laughing and it was like, and he's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm seriously pooping my. I'm just laughing and poop is squirting all over the floor.
Oh my
And he comes out
Carpet?
on the carpet. And he comes out and he looks and he goes, "What'd you do?"
Dude, classic rock stars
just
tearing
like,
up a hotel room.
I told you. No, I actually, I felt so bad. I cleaned it up. I was like, I don't want any person to come in here to this.
Oh, that's brutal.
It was awful.
So you're cracking up. You're
Because
full of
remember-
anxiety.
And the more you laugh, it was exactly like that. The more you
can't
laugh,
hold it.
it got pressure and just squirted more out. It was just so bad.
That's a good one.
Okay, that's terrible.
That was good.
Please tell me. Please tell
That
me.
was-
Please tell
man.
me that's not going to make the cut.
Oh, it's
Oh,
definitely.
that's making the
So
cut.
that's what do you mean? That has to be there.
That's perfect.
We've had some pretty bad poop stories on here. That was a really good one.
That's yeah.
Very good one.
I love that each poop story always has like a different element of panic. Like
Yeah.
the Hardy's one, like it was like having no pants. Like there's like pooping on a hotel floor. Like there's always aspects of it that really make it special.
Yeah. Speaking of special,
Yeah.
hit us with that beat. New?
Drop that beat.
New beat.
Drop that beat.
1 or 2.
2.
All right, it's different. This is really different. Be ready. Be angry.
Okay.
You angry?
Here we
You
go.
Angry?
Ah.
That was
Dude,
so
that was
loud.
sick.
I promise the level was where it should
That
be.
that reminded me of Mortal Treason. We had a band on
Yes,
our
dude.
Flickr Records,
Yeah.
man. Mortal Treason, or Staple, or
Dude.
Kids in the
What-
Way, one of those bands, man.
I feel like Christian bands had such more hardcore names
'Cause
than most.
There were so many
Regular
like
bands.
it was youth group kids who suddenly like started playing shows and they went hard. Wanted to rebel against the normal.
Oh, it was so great.
Do you have your phone on you, Will?
I think I do somewhere around here.
I know what
It's
they
right
are.
there on the other side of the pillow.
Oh, yeah. Right there. I
Yeah.
think I have your number. See if you just got a text
I
from
just
me.
love this pillow, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Nick Cage is my dude. I love this dude.
Oh, yeah.
He's
he
the
was
best.
in one of my favorite movies called Birdie.
Birdie.
Birdie. Never seen it.
Look that up.
Okay. Birdie.
He's a legend.
Birdie.
Okay, so you
I'm
just,
Birdie.
I seriously got a text from you.
Oh, you did?
That's I don't know. I'm asking.
Hey, before you play it,
It would be legendary though if I did.
let's test the
See.
audio because I don't know. Just do something.
Hold on, I didn't get one.
No. Hold on. Let me send it.
Josh, come on, man.
Tell everyone your phone number.
615. We love technology.
Hello.
All right.
All
This is
right,
our
are we
first
ready?
podcast with this new. Or you got it? You're gonna hold it up.
Yeah.
All right.
So what just happened?
I
3.
don't know. We just plugged in my phone and then the whole soundboard shut off.
That's normal though. That's what it's supposed to do.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Okay, so how does this work? What
so
do I do?
turn your volume on your phone off. We're gonna hear it through his phone,
You know, count you down to click on it.
and he'll count us down to hit play.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, go.
So this says the son is about to sue his dentist. He's taking his
Oh.
wisdom teeth out. Have you guys seen this?
Wait. Oh, yes. I've
Yeah.
seen this.
Dude,
Were they just supposed to run at each other?
Oh my god.
they're racing the bases.
And they
Whoa.
didn't think of enough to
And Josh,
run
this
around?
next one's for you. Night vision's never a good idea. There's an owl peeking into the house. Wait till you see the night vision kick on. Look down.
What?
Oh.
Dude.
That's good.
Dude, a human with an owl head would be the scariest thing, I think.
Hold on.
Yeah.
That is weird.
So they're like, let me just see this owl flip night vision on, and there's a body under
That has
it.
to be fake.
I hope it is, but I thought it'd still disturb you.
No, Enron Egg posted it. It can't be fake.
Wait, I didn't understand the wisdom tooth thing.
Watch. Okay, go back and
He
watch the
pulls
beginning
it
of
and
that.
it drops.
He's like, because they fracture the tooth, and then he's pulling out bits, and the dude's awake, and the wisdom tooth falls down his throat. He goes, his mouth is strapped open. He's going, and so the guy picks
Yeah,
him
he
up.
was like
so-
choking.
yeah,
Bro.
Dude, that's how you die.
yeah.
That's
Dude, I
Choking on wisdom
That's
teeth.
a way to go.
So that was a
Wisdom.
that was a little horror for each of you. Andy's talking about getting his wisdom teeth done at some point, and
Dude,
Josh
my
hates owls.
back wisdom teeth are completely cracked and everything. It's crazy. I could literally go back and I could touch where it's cracked, and you could feel the softness of it, dude.
That hurts.
It's so
just to
tender. It
hear
hurts
that.
so bad.
So when are you doing this?
I'm hoping next month, but the thing is, like, we have so much junk happening next month, so I might
You
try
got
to
to
push
get
it
her
too much.
done, dude.
I know it's going to require a ton of surgery.
GetHerDone.com, man.
I
Come
know.
on.
If that gets infected, you could die.
That's actually true.
I doubt it.
Infections never kill anyone.
Play this at my funeral, please.
He doesn't have the woes of Josh, so he's going to be fine.
Exactly.
Speaking of the Enron egg, this is a real thing.
Hey-o.
But they haven't done it.
Okay.
Ready to fact
Have
check.
you seen that scientists say diamond dust could offset climate change? So they sprinkled diamond dust everywhere in the sky,
Cool.
but it would cost $175 trillion.
We got it. Write a check. America can do it.
I mean, our government has it.
Diamond dust. So
They
like they
borrow
literally
it.
like
Grind up diamonds and sprinkle
microscopic pieces all over. What does that do? Is
it.
it
Just
just like
reflects the sun, I guess.
glitter?
That's
Yes,
just
it is.
weird.
And it does sound like.
So what do
they're
you think
doing.
of cloud seeding?
Oh,
Dude,
Do I even
don't
want to get
me
that started?
started.
Well, I'm just going to tell you this. My wife, Andrea, and I were at Sanibel Island this past weekend, and we were walking the beach, and we couldn't walk the beach. Our throats got like all weird, and we started to cough, and it felt like toxic. There was a mist across the beach coming in
the
off
fog.
bro, we've just been talking
of
about
it.
this.
Looked like fog, but it made us cough and hack.
Did you taste like pennies? Was there like a weird metallic flavor?
It was just, I don't know if I remember that. I just remember seriously like gagging and coughing. And Andrew, we couldn't walk the beach. And we went inland a little bit more, and we ran into another guy, and we're like, we were just coughing on the beach. There's like this mist and stuff. It's like, what is that? He goes, maybe the red tide.
That's what I was going to
But
say.
the red tide has not come in yet.
Mm.
There was no red tide anywhere.
Well, people have been talking about this weird, they call it fog, but they're calling it weird fog. And some of it smells weird. Some of it is making people sick.
Yeah, and people, we could say whatever we want. Like people just don't know what fog is, but it's like this is multiple reports. People are saying this is abnormal, and it's like if a lot of people are thinking the same thing, there's got to be something up, whether it is natural or whatever. But like that's super strange.
No, we
'cause
were at
Lily just mentioned
Captiva.
that.
Captiva Island, walked out on the beach, and we were there for like 10 seconds, and immediately I felt it in my throat, and I started to cough. It like when it went into my lungs, it made me cough.
Jeez.
Oh my gosh.
And
Yeah.
Andrea got coughing in like the burps, and it like stayed with her for a while.
What in the world?
It was
Hey,
very strange.
I'm just getting you some diamonds, babe. Breathe in those diamonds.
Breathe in the diamonds.
Diamond dust.
I
Anyway,
don't like
that's
that.
all weird
Breathe
stuff.
bright like a diamond.
Breathe in like a diamond.
Red tide will do that, but yeah, you'd see like dead fish. There'd
You
be
see all
sign.
of the red algae and stuff, though, or the
You don't. It's not always red. Sometimes it's like we would surf.
It does
in
get stinky,
but
though.
but it definitely kills fish. Like there's like
okay.
yeah, it won't be. We surfed in it when like the water looked fine, a little frothy, but it wasn't red at all. But
Okay.
I mean, it's like
Don't say frothy.
what's wrong with
That just seems weird.
frothy?
Yeah, I don't like that word.
I like it.
As soon as you
Really?
said it, I'm like, it was kind of like how people say moist. Like I'm like,
I was
as soon
going
as
to
you said
say
frothy, I'm like, I don't know.
moist
I don't know.
and
Why.
slacks are way worse.
Slacks.
Slacks?
I've never heard that before. Oh, quit saying it.
Frothy.
I'm still tripping out.
Frothy slacks.
I like the word frothy.
Yeah,
I
Frothy.
don't know. It
sounds fun to me.
It's like salty or, frothy.
Maybe that's a trauma
Oh,
response.
don't say salty. I'll just have the weirdest trigger words. Oh, but yeah, that's weird. The cloud seeding, we've talked about that quite a bit.
Yeah.
And
it is real.
which is so funny because we've talked about this. So anyone listening or watching, they'll be like, talked about this already. But the concept of chemtrails, if you were to bring that up
Yeah.
3 years ago, people would be like, there's no such thing.
It's a contrail.
And then it's like all of a sudden we had our one of our senators in Florida proposing to ban weather modulation, right?
Manipulation.
Manipulation,
Yeah.
and which is the chemtrails, like what they spray in the air.
Okay.
And it's like
And Dubai
'cause-
does cloud seeding to they steal water from other regions so that they can water their dry, arid
Wow.
regions. Like that's like a thing that they're in trouble for.
yeah.
Interesting.
But
I mean, I remember in Africa they would try to plant a bunch of trees to change the climate. Like it would bring in different weather patterns because they.
That sounds way smarter than spraying stuff in the air.
No, it was brilliant. It was like they changed complete areas of drought by irrigation and planting.
That's crazy.
And then the normal routine of the plant to the air down to the plant is just kicked in, and there's a really cool movie out about it. It's an amazing movie, but anyway.
That's fascinating.
So they're trying to do it in more mysterious and under the cover ways, or under the secretive ways that we should all know about that.
Yeah.
It's just weird.
I mean, there's
strange stuff.
That documentary, Geoengineering, and this dude, he 100% proves it. He he collected a sample when he saw that the planes were, because you see the lines. It'll be like a crystal clear day, and all of a sudden it'll be like a couple planes,
big plane
and all of a sudden
line,
it's just it's like blanketed with clouds. And so that day he set out a bunch of stuff and collected whatever was falling down, looked under a microscope, and had all these elements of a patent that the U.S. government has for cloud seeding and weather manipulation.
Oh, wow.
And he's like, that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
And it's like, stop doing it.
Quit doing this. I don't like it.
And that's to prove climate change or to be able to prove a certain angle on something, agenda, what?
You could go down
so many
the rabbit
trails.
hole.
Okay,
with that. Yeah.
Or to send a hurricane somewhere.
Oh, yeah. Bada bing.
Yeah. Who knows?
Dude, that North Carolina hurricane still trips me out.
Yeah.
Just that pattern, that whole thing, dude. That was crazy.
Yeah. Also, how the news is not talking about it anymore when these places they're still desolate.
Dude, it's wild. There's been so much just big stories that I've just completely forgot about.
Yeah.
Like the Luigi, the drones, the hurricane.
Speaking of Luigi, did you hear this?
What?
So the guy that killed the CEO of United Healthcare?
Oh, yeah.
Luigi.
The
whatever.
Italian guy, yeah.
But he's in the same prison as P. Diddy.
No.
Yeah. And the same lawyers. It's a husband and wife, and they're representing them.
I heard that, dude. That's wild.
So
but
weird.
listen to this. P. Diddy is so mad that Luigi is getting all the attention in prison. All the inmates are like, yeah, Luigi. And P. Diddy's like, he's apparently super mad that he's not getting all the attention anymore. It's like, dude, you're in prison.
Because they probably embrace the meme aspect of it. That's great.
Or just sticking it to the man. Like they're like, yeah.
Yeah, for real, yeah.
And P. Diddy, they're like, what you did is not that cool.
It is so dumb that guns historically are such a taboo thing, but this guy takes a gun and kills the CEO, and he's a huge hero, right?
Yeah.
Because he's taking on big insurance,
Yeah.
But any other setting, when someone's got a gun, they show up in some place and kill some people. That's like, okay, ban guns.
Yeah.
It's really interesting what.
I don't think he's a hero, by the way.
No,
me
definitely
neither.
Not. Definitely not.
No.
You shouldn't just kill people.
I think that's what you said.
Did I?
Will McGinnis thinks Luigi's a hero? Welcome to the show.
Definitely not.
No, yeah. That made me a little sad, though, because, obviously, the medical industry and the insurance stuff, it's so corrupted. But, people praising of this man losing his life when he had a family and children. It's just that's not cool, man.
No, there's justice, and then there's just
there's other
stuff
ways to
like
do
that.
it. Maybe just pants him in front of a crowd or something.
Do it. Make it go viral, man.
Pull down his slacks, right?
His slacks.
Yeah. Ew, why does it look frothy?
Yeah. Frothy.
That just took a turn.
Moist, frothy poop in those slacks.
Oh,
Everyone,
wow.
look it.
Oh, wow.
Way better option than shooting him.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Can I tell you this game show that I found in this British game show? This is a story I want to tell.
Please.
It's amazing. My brother just sent this to me. Apparently, not too long ago, about 10, 15 years ago, there was this show in Britain that they were doing, and they were going to take 7 people, civilians, and they were going to train them to be astronauts in 3 weeks, and then they were going to send them to space.
Whoa.
What they didn't know is that it was all a prank.
Oh, my gosh.
But
that's awesome.
They did actual auditions, they did tests and stuff like that. They got 7 people who fit the gullible audience that they were looking for. They got these people, and for 3 weeks they trained them all on camera, all being documented, and just making them do the most ridiculous things, like skin white suits and doing yoga poses and stuff, making a mock because they're making episodes out of it.
Yeah.
So they're logging all of it. 3 weeks goes by. They're doing like physical tests, written tests, all these things. And then they get prepped and they go inside this shuttle, this plane thing. And they believe they are up there for 5 days. They've got screens that are showing their travel.
Oh my gosh.
They're all looking at it. There's even a point where they say they're in front of the planet Uranus. And they have to do a pledge. And they literally say, I stand before Uranus.
Oh my
And so they're just making making content and stuff. And then on their 5th day up there in space, they say now like because they've prepped them for this, like for one spacewalk. So they get up there, they prep them and everything. Everyone's in their suits. And then when they open up the door, they walk out and it's a live studio audience.
Jeez, dude.
my
And
gosh.
everyone's completely shocked. Some people are laughing. Some people are angry. It's like, dude, I just couldn't believe they pulled that off. I think that's I don't know
That's
why.
amazing.
I don't know why we don't do fake reality shows more. It's so
That's
entertaining.
Ethics, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's so. There was this one I remember as a kid. It was a show on MTV or sci-fi or something like that. But they were faking a horror movie, and it just made it like one of those cheap horror movies. And so like the acting was terrible, but they were just filming it all. But it was all for a reality show, and so they were just showing them the whole time, making them do all of these stunts and acting goofy, and then like actually there's no movie.
That's amazing.
Sorry, and it's like I don't think I would
That
take
sounds
that
like
well.
Blair Witch Project, but it actually was massive.
Exactly. Yeah.
Shout out UCF. That
Yeah.
came out of
Yeah.
Orlando.
Is that
right.
really? Oh, I
Total-
forgot about that.
Total
Oh, my
fake,
goodness.
fake, scary movie that blew
Yep.
up.
That was the first movie I ever sat. Like the first time me and Kelsey ever hung out. We went back to my house with my buddy and we watched. I made her terrible mac and cheese because I always I always used to take the extra mac and the cheese powder and just double up. And so
Oh,
there was
wow.
one thing of it was just noodles and no powder. So I just threw a bunch of shredded cheese and it was terrible. But we sat down and we watched Blair Witch Project and I completely convinced her it was a real thing because she's like, this is so scary.
I've never seen it, and
I haven't
nor will I
either.
ever see it.
Oh, it's great. You
Patreon
should.
movie night.
That's
I
what
can't-
made me
can't do
apply to
something.
UCF for film school, was just the fact that
Really?
I got accepted
That's
and
great.
didn't go.
Wow.
But just the fact that they actually took their student projects and put them on platforms to
So good.
actually be successful.
Dude, that changed the game movie wise.
yeah.
They changed the game,
That
baby.
changed the
That
game. Never the
game.
same since.
Hey, speaking of changing the game, there's more booms happening, bro.
Yeah, we keep getting messages from Mr. Captain Cody.
Ooh.
But yeah, dude, all these weird
Shub.
noises. What could it possibly be?
Okay, well, some people, it doesn't make sense for Florida, but some people out west, they're talking about if they're literally like digging tunnels. So that would make sense of like the,
Yeah.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
but in Florida, you can't dig tunnels in Florida. It's all sand,
way.
baby.
Dude, it's like an epidemic of fear though, because in my Ring app, my neighbors are like, "Are you guys hearing the booms?"
I'm telling you though,
But
like,
no, but it's
Psychological warfare.
Dude, New Year's just passed, and the amount of people that were like, "What is that?" in the Ring app, I'm like, you realize there's a fireworks stand on every stinking
Yeah,
corner.
everyone
right
was
now.
blowing stuff up
Yeah.
for sure.
listen to this one.
Even out in our woods, they were blowing crap up.
Really?
Pretty sure this one is in Florida, but this one sounds like an alien mothership coming.
Okay.
Wow.
It's got a spring on it.
What?
Audio's not doing so good.
What?
That's not firework. That's just like a
No, that
Yeah.
that last one was like
Yeah, it sounded like a spring reverb.
metallic-y. Metallic-y.
metallic
It's
frothy.
like there's a dome or something underground, and it's something that's refracting off of all of the metal.
Hollow Earth. Maybe all the bad fallen angels and stuff are trying to get out.
Let us out of here.
Was it the Nephium or something?
Oh,
like
the
that?
Nephilim.
Oh,
Nephilim.
Don't get me started. on that.
Where do you think all those creative movies came from?
Yeah.
There you go.
It's weird. It's really strange just how like old some of these ideas are
Oh yeah.
and how like cross culturally like it's everywhere, man.
Well, you know what's weird too is me and Lil just watched that movie, The Return, with what's the guy who plays Voldemort?
The Jedi.
Ralph Fiennes.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
story of after he got back, like the Odyssey tale.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when he gets back to his kingdom. It's a really good movie, actually. Pretty slow, but really good.
The Return.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm like, I don't really remember what the Odyssey story is. So we watched like this video after. It was like 30 minutes explaining the story of the Odyssey, which Christopher Nolan
Yes, this
is
is the next
making
movie.
an Odyssey movie.
It's gonna be epic.
They say it's going to be his most expensive movie he's ever made.
Yeah, who's in it too? They already listed some of the cast.
Tom Holland, Matt Damon.
Again?
Matt Damon.
What's his name? Edward.
Matt Damon.
Edward from Twilight.
Robert Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson, yeah. But anyways, in the Odyssey, they talk about one of the islands that he gets stranded at had human eating giants on it. And like they they said that they were the offspring of the gods. I'm like, that lines up so much with the Nephilim, dude.
Yeah.
And so it made me wonder, like, how much of the Odyssey is like how much of it could have been a true story, but it's what do you call it? Made fancier, embellished. Yeah. Frothed.
I was thinking
But it was
they frothify the story.
Yeah, they talk about just like the Cyclops, that he fights in the Odyssey. Are you familiar with the Odyssey?
I'm not at all.
Okay. Well, there's actually a really funny story in the Odyssey. They get captured by the Cyclops giant.
Okay.
And they're held in the cave, and he's picking off the men one at a time, eating them every day. And then the main guy decides he's going to, while the giant's sleeping, he's going to stab him in the eye so he can't see.
Yeah.
And while he's doing it, the giant's like, "Who's doing this? What is your name?" And he says, "My name is Nobody." And so the cave is closed, and so this giant is screaming out in pain. And these other giants come to the cave entrance where it's blocked off, and they're like, "Who's doing this to you?" And he's saying, "Nobody's doing this to me." And so they left.
That's good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Pretty good for an old story.
That's awesome.
amazing.
Who are you? Nobody.
Nobody. Your mother.
Yeah, my mother.
Who's hurting you? Your mother. Okay. I was trying to help you. To be rude.
Yeah. But I'm excited for that movie.
Yeah, there's
it.
Tom Holland, Zendaya, Robert Pattinson, and Matt Damon, Charlize Theron. Dude, it's gonna be baller.
That is a lot of big actors. Wow.
Yeah. Christopher Nolan, man. I love Christopher Nolan.
It's not gonna come out forever though.
No.
Quit talking about it until it comes out.
2026, right?
Yeah, I think so. Something like that.
I hate when they advertise so far out on movies.
I know, dude.
It gets me just ticked off.
I know. I remember
Coming
whenever
4 years in summer.
they did that, like for Batman versus Superman. They've teased that for like 10 years. I'm like,
I mean,
just do it.
Marvel does that. Star Wars does that. And you're just like, oh, so frustrating.
Yeah. Speaking of frustrating,
Still waiting on GTA 6. Go ahead.
make sure to go to patreon.com/ninjas or butterflies, where we do a extra episode after the episode.
You mean we're going to continue this fun conversation on another platform? It's going to be great and fun?
If you're okay with that, Will.
I'm very fun with that.
All right.
Yay!
Hey, make sure to go to SundayCoolSwag.com to get all your ninja merch. Go to SundayCool.com to get your custom apparel. Subscribe to our YouTube.
Some commenter was like, "Why would I pay for Patreon if I can have get discount codes? You get discount codes. You're gonna buy the merch anyway.
Yeah,
might as well get more content and discounts on that merch."
Okay.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm frothy right now.
No,
he went to another level right there.
Right.
And Will, give us some plugs. Tell people where to go to support your ministry and
in Haiti.
That.
Yeah. handsandfeetproject.org. So we're caring for kids down there on our campus. We're come alongside families. We're creating daycares so Haitian moms and dads can drop their kids off and go to work, and they get a Montessori education with a lot of cool stuff happening, meals and all that.
That's right. Can you tell a little bit about the Haiti Made as well?
Haiti Made too, HaitiMade.com. So that's just like a job creation effort in Haiti. So we make stuff in Haiti. There's a lot of actually really cool artisans by nature in Haiti. They're very crafty, handicraft kind of culture.
Yeah.
So they make a lot of stuff there. They make wood products. They make paper mache. They make metal recycled from 55-gallon drums. Like you're blown away at their creativity and their ability to use and make and create stuff out of so little.
Yeah.
But they take a lot of the stuff. It could be trash. I mean, they've made stuff out of plastic. They've made stuff out of old banners, tents, tarps. So they kind of repurposed a lot of things there.
I've had this
That's so
wallet for
cool.
5 years, and I think I'll have it for the rest of my life. 'Cause
Yeah,
it is
Is
so
that
tough.
Haiti made?
Yep.
Yeah,
Oh,
Haiti
yep,
made
got it from
wallets
there.
and bags and all that they're lifer products. You just kind of get over them and give them to someone and get another one. But
Yeah.
HaitiMade.com. It's all
Sick.
cool leather goods, wallets, bags and purses and
That's so rad.
all good.
keychains, all the fun.
So Hands and Feet Project.org
.org.
Yep.
and HaitiMade.com.
.com. Yeah.
Go support them, guys, because we
It's
love them.
SundayCool.com.edu. We're starting a university.
I love that. What will you train people to do?
I can't believe it took me
Pooping 101.
what was it, 32 years to figure out that .org meant organization. Truthfully, did not know that. I thought you were copying out and like you would pay less for .org instead of .com.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
that's
I'm like,
funny.
oh, you couldn't afford .com? And I think you're like, no, it's organization. I'm like, what? Oh my God, that actually makes sense. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, we love you. Love you, Will.
Thank you for having me. You guys
Of
are so
course.
Thank
sweet.
you for being here. Great stories.
Hey, the
Yes,
the song was epic. Love it.
Hey, your song was epic first, so I
Wow.
appreciate
Nice.
that.
Yeah.
All right,
you.
guys. We'll see you on Patreon.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye.
Did I say ninja? I meant the butterfly is no doubt one of God's most beautiful creations. I said empty your mind.
You learn martial arts! Ninjas attack!
Couple. What do you want to do?
You guys are plumb nuts.
Plum crazy, dude.
Frothy nut. No.
Frothy nuts.
Nope.
Yeah, that's why I changed. I made the diarrhea comment because I was like, frothy pants doesn't sound very good. So I said frothy.
Yeah, we should have got into
Diarrhea.
backward masking. That would have been fun.
Should that whole conversation be the outro?
Yeah.
Okay.